Hey everybody, welcome to the Astrodome, another edition of History Maker Baseball Atlanta Braves 1987 replay. We're on game 12 of the season, and it's the first of three here at the Houston Astrodome against the Houston Astros. The starting pitchers for today's game will be left-hander Bob Nepper for the Astros and left-hander Zane Smith for the Atlanta Braves. So a couple of lefties going at it, and we'll be right back with the game day checks, the starting lineups, and the first pitch in just a moment. Okay, we're over to the game day chart. The Astros, by default, will be neutral anytime we start a series brand new. There's no prior history, so they're going to default as neutral. For the Atlanta Braves, they've lost 2 games in a row. So what we're going to do here, and I'll go backwards a little bit, I'll designate hot and cold players once we're done. But we're going to roll a die, and if the die comes up as the same or less than the length of the losing streak, they will be stormy. So they've lost 2 in a row, so if this die is a 1 or a 2, Atlanta will be stormy this game. It's a 6, so they're not stormy. So now we go to the question with the decider die. Let's see here. All right. Are they ready to, so down here we frame a yes-no question. And if it's a yes, if the bullet comes up, then that means, or the dot, bullet, whatever you want to call it, comes up, then that means that they will be ready to break the losing streak. If it's a blank, that means they're not ready to break the losing streak, and they will be in the stormy section. If it's a dot, they'll be sunny. Are they ready to break their losing streak? They are not, so we're going to the stormy chart, and they are semi-dissonant. So neutral for the Astros, semi-dissonant for the Braves. All right, so now we go to the message chart under the stormy table. So a 1 through 5 on the black die, and we'll check and see what happens. Oh, let's re-roll because that came up crooked. All right, so 5. So that means we got something from the pitching coach. The pitching coach has chimed in. So let's see who he's going to be referring to. If it's a 5 or a 6, it'll be a non-issue, and we'll move on. It's a 4, so it's a major issue with the reliever. So we got a major issue with one of the relievers. I know it's kind of hard to see on there because it's dark, but it says major issue with reliever. All right, now we need to figure out which reliever. And that's a 3, and that's the last used reliever. So the last used reliever in the game, we have to go back to the prior game, and I forgot to bring my score sheet with me from the prior game, so I'll be right back. Okay, I pulled the previous score sheet, and the last pitcher to pitch in that game was Gene Garber. So the major issue is going to be concerning Gene Garber. Now, so we need to figure out what that major issue is going to be. So we'll roll 1 die and figure that one out. Whoops, let's put it on the clipboard here. It's a 4. So he is unhappy until further notice. So we'll update the chart to show that Gene Garber is going to be unhappy. He is unhappy, and TFN just is an abbreviation for till further notice. All right, the Braves are semi-dissonant, and the Astros are neutral. Okay, so we've gotten that part out of the way. Now let's go to our hot and cold batter check. And we pull out the previous score sheet again for the Braves. And from their score sheet, let's see, there's a lot of backups playing today in the lineup. Chuck Tanner has cleared his bench, so a lot of the players who played in the previous game are not playing today. We've got Murphy who is and Hubbard who is. Everybody else is a different player. I mean, he's pretty much cleaned the bench. So let's see what we got here. Murphy was 1 for 4. Hubbard was 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts, so that's easy to make him the cold player. We'll have to default and make Murphy the hot player because he's the only one who played. Everybody else, like I said, it's a pretty much clearing the bench game here with the starting lineups. So that's going to be the hot and cold player there. For the Astros, since this is the first game with them, it'll have to be kind of a random thing. So I'll go through my random spiel again, and whatever spot in the batting order 1 through 8 will be the hot batter. It's a 6. So the hot batter is going to be Jose Cruz. So Jose Cruz is the designated hot batter. And let's repeat this for the cold batter. It's a 1, so the cold batter is Bill Doran. He is the cold batter. All right, and since this is a first time with the Astros, we're going to run through their player cards to see if anybody has any fielding abilities or whether they're all neutral. And it looks like on here, every single player is neutral, except for one. And that's a player I created, actually. And I'm going to do a separate video on player creation shortly. But Bert Pena was a also-ran shortstop utility type player that only played in about, I think he had 20 at-bats or something like that. So he was not carded with History Maker Baseball, so I carded him myself. And I did give him a semi-gold fielding rating, so he is semi-gold. Everyone else on the team is neutral. And for the Braves, everyone is neutral except for the pitcher, Zane Smith. The pitcher, Zane Smith, is a fielding of gold rating. Okay, so now that's all out of the way. Let's meet the umpires for today's game, and these are the actual umpires as they appeared on April the 21st, and they're at their respective bases. Dick Stello is the home plate umpire. Eric Gregg is at first. Jerry Davis is at second. And Doug Harvey, the crew chief, is at third. All right. With all those festivities out of the way, I think we're ready to finally get going. And once again, don't know how helpful it is. It helps me. I'm not sure if it's helpful for the video purposes, but it does help me keep me straight. Is I have on the dry erase board the bench and bullpen for both teams. And so you can see for Atlanta, they got Deion James, Ken Griffey, Andres Thomas, Gerald Perry, Ken Oberkfell, and Ozzie Virgil. Virtually their starting lineup is on the bench today. And then you've got their bullpen players. And remember, Gene Garber is unhappy until further notice. So that'll come up on a chemistry check, possibly. And then the Astros have their bench and bullpen. They have one lefty, Dave Meads, and that's it. Everybody else is right-handed. Okay, so, and I will be, as they're used, I'll erase them off. And as we get later in the game, if we're wondering who's available to pinch hit or who's available to come out of the bullpen, we'll have that list there. All right, we are ready to go. And I'm going to pause this and get myself situated, and then we'll get ready for the first pitch. It'll be Bob Knepper. He's got his warm-up tosses now as he's warming up, and we'll be ready to go with first pitch. All right, ready to go here in the top of the first. Leading off for the Braves is center fielder Albert Hall. He'll be making his first start of the season. He's only been called on for pinch hitting and pitch running duties to this point. But he's getting the call today, much like a lot of the backup players are from Chuck Tanner, trying to break this two-game losing streak. Here's the pitch from Knepper. It is a 3-4-6. 3-4-6 for the pitcher is blank. For the batter, is he eager? Albert Hall is a semi-scrapper, but that's his only quality, so he's not eager. So therefore, he walks. And an active runner steals. Albert Hall is active, so Albert Hall will walk and steal. So Albert Hall, trying to get things going for the Braves early, draws a leadoff walk and then promptly steals second base. And that result being in purple means we're going to the chemistry chart. And remember, the Astros are neutral, the Braves are semi-dissident. So Rafael Ramirez, the shortstop, is stepping to the plate, and he will be rolling on the chemistry chart along with Bob Knepper. We will use the decider die because the Braves are in a semi-quality right now. So here we go. Braves are dissonant, and the Astros are neutral in a 2-2 roll. 2-2 batting team distance. Yes, they are. Batter not focused, reaches for outside pitch, grounds out. All right, a ground out, a lead die of 2, a fielder's choice. So with the runner at second, he's not forced. So we're gonna simply call it a ground out, and we'll call it 6-3. And Hall will have to stay where he is. Chart it's not completely clear on some of these advancing, so I just have to kind of go by what I think to make the most sense. And with Ramirez, a right-handed batter, I would say he would probably ground either short or third, so that would cause Hall to have to stay there. All right, that'll bring up Gary Renicky, the left fielder. He steps up. Hall still at second base and 1 out, and Gary Renicky against Knepper. And we've got a 1-4-5. 1-4-5. Is Nepper a struggler? No, he's not. The batting column is blank. He grounds out to third. So he's going to ground out to third. Actually, you know, on these rolls here, when it's first and third, I had been doing righty-lefty. If it's a right-hander, it goes to third. If it's a left-hander, it's going to first. But I think what the book suggests, and I think I'm going to start doing this, is using the decider die on rolls like that. So what I'm going to do is, if it's a dot, it means he grounds to first and Hall will advance to third. If it's a blank, I'm going to say he ground to third and Hall will have to stay put. So a dot and Hall moves to third, blank and Hall stays where he is. It's a dot, so that's actually a number to first base that Renicky had, taken by Glenn Davis unassisted, but it will move Albert Hall to third. So I think I had been doing that incorrectly up till now, and I remember reading in the playbook for History Maker Baseball that on those rolls like that with the splits, that you let the decider die opt for that. So now Dale Murphy is up with Albert Hall at third and 2 outs. Big 2-out opportunity, 2-out RBI opportunity for Murphy. And it's a 1-5-6. 1-5-6 is blank for the pitcher. Is he a whiffer? He is a semi-whiffer, but decider die says no. So we have outfield drama. So our first drama check of the day. And no one in the outfield for the Astros has a quality, so they're all neutral. No decider die needed. It's a 1-5, 1-5, left fielder Gold. Running stab of sharp drive to left field out. No, Jose Cruz is not Gold. So otherwise, batter laces a single to left field, and that will score the run. So Murphy, that's the coffee pot going off. Murphy singles to left field, and that will score Albert Hall, and the Braves lead it 1-0. So getting that going on there where the Braves get the run going, and that result was in purple also. So we're going to go right back to the chemistry chart, and that'll bring up Ted Simmons, who's playing first base today in place of Gerald Perry. So Ted Simmons is up, and we're off the chemistry roll, and again, Braves semi-dissonant, Astros neutral. And both teams are neutral. So it's a 4-4. 4-4 pitching team dissonance. No, they're not dissonance. So it's a deep fly out to center field. It would have been a double otherwise. But it's a fly out to center by Simmons, and the inning is over. But the Braves do pick up a run to start the ball game. Albert Hall, the spark plug at the top of the lineup, got it going for him. And then Murphy with the 2-out RBI. And the score at the end of half an inning, it's the Braves 1 and the Astros coming to bat. So leading off for the Astros will be Bill Doran. And Bill Doran, or it could be Doran, I think he's pronounced Bill Doran. He will lead things off, second baseman, against Zane Smith. Doran is a switch hitter, so he will be batting right-handed this at-bat. And it's a 1-2-2. 1-2-2, is Smith a workman? No, he's not. Is the batter a champ or a whiffer? No, he's not. So it's a line out to third base. So Doran lines one hard to Craig Nettles for out number 1. And Zane Smith gave up a shot, but it was an atom ball right at him for out number 1. And that'll bring up the center fielder, Billy Hatcher. So Billy Hatcher steps to the plate. And we've got a 1-4-5. Is he a struggler? No, he's not. It's a ground. Again, we've got the decider die. Now, nobody's on base, so it really doesn't matter, but we'll roll it anyway just to be consistent. It's a dot, so that means it's a number to first base, and that is going to be picked up by Ted Simmons at first base for out number 2. So there's 2 away, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Phil Garner. Venerable Phil Garner. So Phil Garner steps up. 2 outs, bases are empty. Phil Garner, the righty, against Zane Smith, the lefty. And it's a 1-2-4. 1-2-4. Does the pitcher have control? He has semi-control, but decider die lets him down. No control. Is the batter eager? Same thing. Garner is semi-eager, but decider die says no. So it's a walk. It's a walk to Phil Garner. 2-out walk. It does say an active runner steals, but Garner is listed as semi-stoic. So he will stay at first base. And the power hitter, cleanup hitter, Glenn Davis, big power hitting first baseman, steps to the plate with an opportunity to do something for the Astros. Big Glenn Davis, first baseman, He's a slugger and semi-eager. It's a 1-5-5. Blank for the pitcher. Is he a home run king? No, he's a slugger, but he's not a home run king, so we skip that. And it's a fly out to center. So it's a fly out to center to end the inning. And Zane Smith pitches out of that. That little 2-out walk didn't hurt him. And the inning is over. We've completed 1 inning of play here at the Houston Astrodome. And the score is the Braves 1 and the Astros nothing. And Greg Nettles gets his first start of the year facing Bob Knepper. Lefty on lefty matchup. It's a 3-5-5. 3-5-5. Is he a struggler? No, he is not. Actually, he's a semi-struggler, but Sire Die says no, so I did need to check that. Is the batter a champion? No, he's not a champion. So it's a ground out to second unless he's a whiffer, which he is not. So it's simply a 4-3 ground out for Nettles. 1 away, and that'll bring up catcher Bruce Benedict. Bruce Benedict will step to the plate with 1 out and nobody on. Bruce Benedict. It is a 1-4-5. 1-4-5. Had that roll quite a bit, it seems like. No, he's not a struggler because the Sire Die again says no. So we got a ground out to either first or third, so we'll again let the Sire Die figure it out. It's a blank, so that time it does go to third base. So it is a 5-3 ground out to Phil Garner for out number 2. Quickly 2 up and 2 down, and actually one of the normal starters who's still in there, Glenn Hubbard, steps to the plate. So Hubbard's up with 2 outs and the base is empty against Knepper. Sorry about the glare. All right, 3-5-6. 3-5-6 is the same check. No, they're not, because Hubbard's a righty and Knepper's a lefty. Is Hubbard a utility or sad sack? No, he's not. So therefore, he singles down the first or third base line. Now, in this case, with nobody on, there's really no difference in the score sheet. It's a single, the way I write it. So I'm not even going to bother to roll the Sire Die on that one. It has no effect on base runners or anything like that, so not going to dilly on that one. All right, that'll bring up the pitcher, Zane Smith. He steps up with Hubbard at first and 2 outs. Zane Smith has all the normal qualities of pitcher hitting you would expect. It's a 4-5-6. 4-5-6 is blank for the pitcher. Is the batter patient? No, he's eager. So he flies out to center field to end the inning. And that result is in purple, so we will be going to the chemistry chart to start the bottom of the second. And starting the bottom of the second will be Kevin Bass, switch hitting right fielder. He will be rolling off of the chemistry chart. And again, bears repeating that the Braves are semi-dissonant and the Astros are neutral. All right, the Braves are dissonant. 3-5. Pitching team dissonance, yes. Inattentive infielder lets ball get past him. So it's a base hit for Kevin Bass. So somebody out there wasn't paying attention. Don't know if it was Nettles or who it might have been. But either way, it's a base hit. And that brings up the veteran Jose Cruz, left fielder. Jose Cruz is up. Lefty on lefty matchup against Zane Smith. And we've got a 1-4-5. That comes up so often, it seems like. It's just the way I'm rolling. 1-4-5, no. It's a ground out again to either first or third. Now, it's going to be a double play. It's just a matter of what kind of double play. See here, it's either going to go to first or third. We'll see. The dot says it goes to first, so it's a 3-6-3 double play. So he grounds to Simmons, who throws to Rafael Ramirez, who throws back to Simmons to complete the 3-6-3 double play. And just like that, Zane Smith is almost out of this inning unscathed as catcher Alan Ashby, the number 7 hitter, steps to the plate. And it's a 1-2-5. Is he a struggler? No, he's not. Is the batter patient? Alan Ashby's only quality is a semi-home run king, so he's not patient. So he grounds out to third base. So it's a ground out from Ashby to Nettles, ending the inning. We've completed 2 here at the Astrodome. The score, Atlanta 1 and Houston nothing. And stepping to the plate for the Braves is back to the top of the order and Albert Hall. And he walked, stole second, and scored his first time up. As Chuck Tannen tries to get a spark at the top of the lineup. 1-4-6. Does the pitcher have flash? No, Nepper does not have flash. Is the batter a champion? No, he's a semi-scrapper. That's it. So he grounds to second to start off the inning. The 4-3 ground out to Bill Doran for out number 1. And that brings up shortstop Rafael Ramirez. So Ramirez is up. And Ramirez grounded to short his first time up. It's a 3-6-6. It's blank for the pitcher. Is he a pinch hitter? No, he's not. So he flies to center field. So Rafael Ramirez is down. Two outs very quickly for the left fielder Gary Renicky. And Renicky grounded to first his first time up. This time it's a 5-5-6. 5-5-6. Is the pitcher an ace? No, he's not an ace. Is the batter a sad sack? No, he's not a sad sack. So he doubles to right field. Active runner would steal, but he's stoic. But it is a 2-out double for Gary Renicky. Usually those high rolling numbers help out the power hitters. So Gary Renicky with a 2-out double, and that brings up Murphy with another 2-out RBI opportunity. Of course, first base is open, and they have the option of walking Murphy here, and I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to intentionally walk Murphy. They don't want any part of Murphy. They're going to intentionally walk Murphy and pitch to Ted Simmons. So, right or wrong, that's what the Astros are doing here. And they're going to pitch to Simmons with runners at first and second. And we've got a 3-5-6. 3-5-6 is the same check again, and they're not because Simmons is a switch hitter. So is he a utility or sad sack? No, he's not. So it's a single, and it doesn't really matter which direction it is because it's a base hit either way. And on a lead die of 3, runner advances 2 bases on any hit. So Gary Renicky will score, and Murphy will go to third base on the single by Simmons, and the Braves lead it 2-0. So walking Murphy maybe kind of backfired on him a little bit as Simmons came through in the clutch, and the Braves now lead it 2-0 with runners at the corners and 2 outs for Greg Nettles. So Greg Nettles rounded to second his first time up. This is a 3-3-6. 3-3-6. Is the pitcher an ace? No, he's not. Is the batter a sad sack, utility, or patient? He's a semi-sad sack. Decider die says no. So therefore, he hits a single to center field. So it's a base hit for Nettles to center field. That will score Murphy. And the Braves now have a 3-0 lead. And Simmons will motor to third base on that lead die of 3 with a base hit. So the Braves now lead at 3-0. And remember, all this started with 2 outs and nobody on base. Started with a Renicky double. And they've been piling on ever since. And now, Nepper is a full-fledged struggler because he has allowed 4 consecutive hits. He was actually a semi-struggler in that last at-bat. He's a full struggler now. Here is Bruce Benedict with runners at the corners and 2 outs. It's a 3-4-6. 3-4-6. Blank for the pitcher. Is the batter eager? He is actually semi-patient, so he's not eager. So he walks. So Bruce Benedict walks to load the bases for Glenn Hubbard. He loads the bases for Glenn Hubbard. And the Astros are in trouble here as Nepper has the bases loaded and 2 outs for Glenn Hubbard. And Hubbard did get a single his first time up, so chance for more damage perhaps. No activity in the Astro bullpen yet. We're just in the 3rd inning. So here's Hubbard. It's a 2-4-4. So a 2-4-4. Is he an ace? No, he's not. Is the batter a champion? No, he's not. So he grounds out to short because he's not a whiffer. But it's a ground out to short. Hubbard grounding out. We'll call it a fielder's choice in this case. They'll go to second base to retire Benedict to end the inning. But the Braves come up with 2 runs here in the top of the 3rd. And after 2.5 from the Astrodome, it is the Braves 3 and the Astros nothing. Okay, leading off for the Astros to start the bottom of the 3rd is the aforementioned creative player that I did, Bert Pena, the utility type shortstop who got minimal play time, but he did start this game. And you can see he's a utility, semi-sad sack, scrapper, eager, and semi-whiffer. So he will be leading things off. I don't have a baseball card for him because he's so nondescript. So we'll issue that and just let Zane Smith pitch to Pena. It's a 1-2-3. 1-2-3. Ask, is he both flash and fresh? Yes, he is, because he's semi-flash. The sire die says he is flash, and we're in the third inning, so he's still fresh. So therefore, it's a strikeout. So Zane Smith picks up a strikeout to start the inning, and now that'll bring up the pitcher spot, Bob Nepper, and he's still going to hit for himself. Like I said, we're just in the third inning. You don't want to go through your bullpen so fast. No use to panic just yet. So here is the pitcher, Nepper, and it's a 1-4-5, which of course I've rolled I don't know how many times now. Seems like I roll 1-4-5 all the time. 1-4-5, ask, is he a struggler? No, he's not. It's a ground ball to either first or third. So again, the decider die will come into play. Decider die is blank, so it means it goes to third base. So it's a ground ball to Nettles for out number 2. And now we're back to the top of the order and Bill Doran. Doran line to Nettles his first time up. This is a 1-1-3. And ask, is the pitcher an ace? No, he's not. Is the batter Doran a slugger? He's a semi-slugger. Decider die says no. But he still gets a single to center field unless he is a sad sack or home run king, which he is not. So therefore, it's a 2-out single for Bill Doran as he tries to get things going here. He is semi-active, but they're down 3-0, so probably not a good idea to take a chance on the base paths. They're going to go ahead and let Billy Hatcher hit. Hatcher grounded to Simmons at first in his initial at-bat. It's a 1-1-4. Is the pitcher fresh? Yes, he is. It's a ground ball to short. So Zane Smith gets Hatcher. It's actually going to be a fielder's choice as they'll get Doran coming into second base to end the inning. So 3 innings are in the books here at the Astrodome. Score is Atlanta 3 and Houston 0. Okay, top of the 4th, and pitcher Zane Smith is going to lead things off. He flies to center his first time up. It is a 2-5-5. 2-5-5. Is the pitcher a star? No, he's not. Is the batter a home run king? Not hardly. So he flies out to left field. So at least he made contact and made 2 fly balls, which is pretty good for a pitcher sometimes. And that'll bring up the top of the order again. Albert Hall, 1 for 2, a walk and a run scored. Hall, a 1-2-3. Is he, let's see, 1-2-3, both flash and fresh? No, he doesn't have the flash quality, and he doesn't have the fresh quality either. So it's a ground out to short. 6-3 ground out by Albert Hall for out number 2. And that'll bring up Rafael Ramirez, the shortstop, stepping to the plate. 2 outs, base is empty as Nepper tries to regain a little control here in this game. It's a 1-3-6. 1-3-6. Is he an ace? No, he's not. Is the batter a whiffer or cold? No, he's not. We got infield drama. So infield drama, and we will use the decider die because the shortstop Pena is semi-gold. It is a 5-6, so he is gold if he's called upon. 5 or 6, first baseman gold. Leaping grab, a poor throw from infielder out. Otherwise, ball sails overhead for error. So that's going to be an error, and we'll go ahead and charge that to Phil Garner. So it's an E5. Again, that's just a random decision I just made. No scientific research behind it. He is a right-handed hitter, so I'm thinking he's going to pull the ball to either short or third. And since Pena is semi-gold and Garner is neutral, I go for the lesser fielder. So that's my rationale. Right or wrong, that's my rationale. All right, here's Gary Renicky. As Ramirez is on first base, courtesy of the error with 2 outs. And Renicky, who got everything started last inning with a double, is stepping to the plate. It's a 2-6-6. 2-6-6. Runner thrown out at first. So how do you like that? Ramirez gets picked off. He gets picked off by Nepper to end the inning. So Ramirez not paying attention and gets himself picked off to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Braves here in the top of the 4th. Gary Renicky will lead off the 5th because he was at bat. So we go to the bottom of the 4th, and here's Phil Garner. Going to try to atone for that error he just made. He walked his first time up. Zane Smith, again, is semi-fresh now. So it's a 1-2-6. 1-2-6. Is he fresh? No, he's not. The sire die says he's not. Is the batter a sad sack? No, he's not. Therefore, he singles to past second base. So Phil Garner, now that Zane Smith is no longer fresh, took advantage of that with a base hit. And we're going to the right now chart. Right now chart for Glenn Davis is at bat. Davis fly to center his first time up, so he is neutral. Zane Smith just gave up that hit, so he is semi-cold. So we will use the decider die to see if Zane Smith is cold or not. And he is cold this at bat. 4-5. Nope, this is cold batter. No, he's not a cold batter. So he instead of striking out and the next couple batters striking out, he hits a ground ball to first base. And on a lead die of 4, the runners advance. So Glenn Davis grounds to, let's say he grounds to Hubbard for out number 1, but Garner will take second base. So Garner is in scoring position for Kevin Bass. And Kevin Bass, the last time up, for Kevin Bass, he got a single. So he is 1 for 1. Kevin Bass against Zane Smith. It is a 1-5-6. Blank for the pitcher. Is he a whiffer? Kevin Bass is not a whiffer, so we have outfield drama. Outfield drama. No decider die needed. It is a 3-5 on the outfield drama. 3-5 left fielder Gold. No, he's not. It's a looping fly ball that drops in the gap for a double. So it's going to drop in for a double since Gary Renicky was not a Gold fielder. And on a lead die of 3, let's see here. Runners advance 2 bases on any hit, single or double. So it looks like it's just a, well, Garner was already on second, so that's going to be a run. So that takes care of that, doesn't it? All right, so Kevin Bass with a double, RBI double, cuts the lead to 3-1 as Phil Garner comes around to score. And that result was in purple. So we're going to go to the chemistry chart. Chemistry chart time. And Jose Cruz, the batter on this chemistry check. And the Braves are dissonant this at bat. 1-4. Batting team distance. No, they're neutral. So it's a base hit for Jose Cruz. A base hit. Runners advance 1 base. Active runner scores from second. Kevin Bass, I don't believe, was active, though. I think he's neutral. Let's double check that. Kevin Bass. Actually, Kevin Bass is semi-active, and Decider Die says he is active, so he will score. So Jose Cruz with a RBI single off the chemistry chart, and the Astros have cut the lead to 3-2, just like that. So Jose Cruz, the veteran, drives in Kevin Bass for the second run of the inning. And Zane Smith in a little bit of trouble here, facing Alan Ashby, the catcher. Grounded to third his first time up. It's 1 out and 1 on. It's a 4-4-5. 4-4-5. Is he a workman? No, he's not. Is the batter patient? No, he's not. It's a ground out to first, and the runner will advance. So Ashby, we'll say he grounds directly to Ted Simmons at first. Cruz will advance into scoring position at second base with now 2 outs. And light-hitting Bert Pena, the shortstop, is stepping to the plate against Zane Smith. It's a 1-4, again a 1-4-5. I must roll 1-4-5 more than any combination out there. I don't know what it is, just something about the way I do it. Is he a struggler? Actually, no, he would have been a semi-struggler without getting that out. And that would have been a wild pitch, but he's not a struggler. So it's a ground out to either first or third. So again, we'll roll the decider die. And the the blank means it's going to third. So he hits a ground ball to Nettles to end the inning. But the Astros do pick up 2 runs. And so after 4 innings here from the Astrodome, it is now the Braves 3 and the Astros 2. And leading off will be Gary Renicky. He was at bat when Ramirez was picked off, so he's going to lead off here in the top of the 5th. He had that big double in the 3rd inning. It's a 1-3-4. Is the catcher Gold? No, he's not. Is the batter a champion? No, he's not. So we have outfield drama. Outfield drama for the Astros. And we've got a 2-4. 2-4 on outfield drama. Center fielder Gold? No, he's not. So the ball slips through for a base hit. And again, the single is in purple, so we're going to the chemistry chart. So Renicky with his second hit of the game, thanks to Hatcher not being a goal center fielder. And Dale Murphy will come to the plate off the chemistry chart. He was intentionally walked his last time up. So he's officially 1 for 1. But now we have chemistry. Chemistry check. Braves are neutral, as are the Astros. 1-3. Pitching team harmony. No, they do not have harmony, so it's a single. It's a single for Murphy. Renicky will stop at second. That result was in blue, so now that's going to take us to the right now chart. And on the right now chart, Nepper is going to be semi-cold for giving up that hit. And Ted Simmons is going to be semi-hot because he had a hit his last time up. So we got a semi-hot batter against a semi-cold pitcher. And the Astros are going to not take a chance here. They're going to use the first manager card. First manager card. And it's going to be a one-on-one pep talk. So they're going to go out and give Bob Nepper a one-on-one pep talk, and he will no longer be cold. He will now, says here, cold player becomes neutral. So instead of being cold, he is now neutral. So we got a semi-hot batter against a neutral pitcher, and that's the first strategy card used by the Astros. All right, trying to avoid that cold pitcher check. It's well, they're going to be a hot batter because the decider die says it would be, and it would have been a cold pitcher, but he's neutral. 2-6. 2-6, hot pitcher. No, he's not a hot pitcher. Misses pitch, driven into right field for a base hit. So that check did not really help him. It's a base hit with a lead die of 2. So on a lead die of 2, runners advance 1 base on singles. Active runner will score from second. Renicky is not active, so it's merely going to load the bases here. On that base hit by Simmons, it will load the bases. It will make Nepper. Nepper will be a semi-struggler because that's the 3rd consecutive base runner he has allowed. And the Astro bullpen is now loosening. Right-hander Aurelio Lopez is tossing in the Astro bullpen in case Nepper begins to fail here. His team just gave him 2 runs, and now he's looking to give them back. All right, bases loaded. Nobody out. Greg Nettles is up, and Nepper is a semi-struggler, which means he is a struggler this at bat thanks to the side or die. So it's 3-4-6, but the pitcher spot is blank. Is the batter eager? He is not eager. Therefore, he walks. So it is a walk to Nettles, and that's a bases loaded walk that will force in a run. And the Braves now take a 4-2 lead and get one of those runs back. The bases are still loaded for Bruce Benedict. And I think that might be it for Nepper. I think they're going to call it a day on Nepper. He is going to be out of there. Bruce Benedict is coming up, so that's going to be it for Bob Nepper. He did not have it today very well, so he is gone. So we'll wipe Nepper off the scene. And the new pitcher coming into the ball game is going to be Aurelio Lopez, and we'll be right back to give you the totals on Nepper, although we can't close the book just yet. Okay, Bob Nepper just did not have it. 4+ innings, 8 hits. So far, he's given up 4 runs, but all 3 runners on base are his responsibility. He walked 4, didn't strike anybody out, so he just, plain and simple, didn't have it today. So Aurelio Lopez is the new pitcher, hard-throwing right-hander. He is a semi-workman, semi-flash with semi-control, but he is an ace this first at-bat. And he'll be facing Bruce Benedict with the bases loaded and nobody out. Infield at double play depth. 2-5-5. 2-5-5. Is he a star? No, he's not a star. Is the batter a home run king? No, he's not. So it's a fly out to left field. And on a lead die of 2, active runner would score from third on a sacrifice fly, but Murphy's not active, so it's going to simply be a fly out to left field. 1 away, and now the ace quality is gone from Lopez. Now the double play would get him out of the jam, though, so Glenn Hubbard is up. And if Aurelio Lopez can induce a double play grounder, they'll get out of this. So here is Hubbard. He's 1 for 2. It is a 2-3-5. 2-3-5. Is he wild? No, he's not. He's got semi-control. Is the batter eager? No, he's semi-patient. Therefore, he grounds out to second unless he's patient. He's semi-patient. The sire die says he is patient, so therefore he is just now walked. So that patient, by Hubbard being patient, he has walked in another run. So patient category there has brought the Braves another run, and everybody else will move up a base. Bases are still loaded. It is 5-2 now in favor of the Braves, and Zane Smith the batter. So Lopez has a chance to get out of this with the pitcher hitting. Bases are still loaded. Infield at double play depth still. So let's see what Lopez can do to get out of this against Zane Smith. It's a 4.55. 4.55. Is he a flash? He does not have flash. He got semi-flash, but the sire die says no. Is the batter a home run king? Absolutely not. He's a pitcher. So he grounds out the first, but on a lead die of 4, the runners will advance. So that's actually an RBI ground out. We'll call it a 4-3 ground out, but it will score the run. So give Zane Smith an RBI, an unexpected RBI, and move the runners up to second and third. And now that's the third run of the game in the inning for the Braves. They now lead it 6-2. All those runs charged to Nepper. And now Albert Hall is up with runners at second and third and 2 outs. It's a 3-4-4. Is a prospect pitcher? No, he's an icon. Is the batter patient? No, he's not. So he pops out to second to end the inning. But the Braves pick up 3 runs, charge all 3 to Nepper, so all were earned. So Nepper finishes the day 4 innings pitched, 6 earned runs. 8 hits, 4 walks, and no strikeouts. Yikes, that is not a good performance by Bob Nepper. So the Astros have their work cut out for them now. They're down 6-2, and the pitcher spot is set to lead off, but obviously that won't happen. Lopez will be pinch hit for off the bench here. So Lopez did his 1 inning, and he is now done. So Lopez will be replaced, and the new pitcher for the Astros will be loosing in the bullpen. And it looks like it's going to be Larry Anderson, I believe. Larry Anderson is going to be loosing in the Astro bullpen. Larry Anderson will be coming on to pitch in the top of the 6th. And coming in to pinch hit for the Astros will be, they have nothing but left-handed batters on the bench, so they're going to go with one of their left-handed batters that they think is a pretty good hitter, and that is Denny Walling. Denny Walling, the veteran. So Denny Walling, let's come over to our chart here. Denny Walling will now be removed as he is the pinch hitter. We've already removed Lopez, and we will be removing Larry Anderson as well. Had to take Darwin off of there because he's actually going to start game 3, so he's not going to be available for bullpen duties. So there we go. Denny Walling into pinch hit. Walling pinch hitting for Nepper. So we had Lopez, and then now we got Nepper. And now we got Walling. So Walling will lead off the bottom of the 5th as a pinch hitter. Denny Walling. And he has no qualities other than semi-hero. Here's the pitch from Zane Smith, who's been given a wonderful 6-2 lead to protect. 2.56. 2.56. Is he a struggler? No, he's not. Is the batter a champion or patient? No, he's only a semi-hero. So we've got an infield drama. So back to the drama chart. Infield drama. And it's a 1-3. Third baseman iron. No, he's not iron, so it's a routine ground out. So Nettles was able to handle that without a problem. And there's one away. And we're back to the top of the order for Bill Doran. So Bill Doran steps to the plate. He's 1 for 2. Bill Doran, 2, 3, 6. So 2, 3, 6. Double control, no. Is the pitcher batting? No, it's a walk. So Bill Doran will draw a walk. Bill Doran, a 1-out walk. He is semi-active, but again, down 6-2. Not hardly going to try to steal a base and blow up an inning that you could be getting something going with it. Here's Billy Hatcher, center fielder. It is a 4-4-6 4-4-6. Is the pitcher a star? Zane Smith is not a star. Is the batter sad sack, utility, or patient? He is none of those. So it's a single to right field for Hatcher. And an active runner steals. He is active. So the single is going to move Doran to third. And then with second base all of a sudden opened up, Hatcher will steal second base. So now runners are at second and third. That takes a double play out of the possibilities. And Phil Garner, the third baseman, steps up. So Astros certainly not out of this. The heart of the order is coming up. Garner, then Glenn Davis. So here's Garner with runners at second and third and one out. Infield is back. They'll give up the run to get the out. It's a 2-3-4. 2-3-4. Runners on base. Yes, there are. We got plate drama. So plate drama steps up. And Benedict is neutral, the catcher. It's a 4-5 on plate drama. Catcher Gold. No, he's not Gold. Otherwise, loose pitch in the dirt, pass ball. So we got a pass ball, and that will bring in a run. So the pass ball by Bruce Benedict has just brought home a run. Pass ball on Benedict. So Benedict with a passed ball. Here in the bottom of the fifth. Okay, so Garner is still up to bat. Now on the pass ball, that was in purple, so we're going to the chemistry chart with Garner at bat and Hatcher now at third. Braves are dissonant. Astros are neutral. 5-5. Pitching team dissonance. Yes, catcher misses foul ball. Next pitch hit through infield for a single. So the fact that they were dissonant means they did not catch the foul ball, and Phil Garner has gotten himself a base hit, drives in Billy Hatcher for the second run of the inning. All of a sudden it's a 6-4 ball game, and the tying run steps to the plate in the form of home run hitter Glenn Davis. So Zane Smith struggling just a tad here. The Braves bullpen could be stirring very shortly. Glenn Davis steps to the plate. Double play would get Zane Smith out of this. It's a 1-1-2. 1-1-2. Does he have the flash quality? He's got semi-flash. Desire Die says he does have flash. So therefore it's a strikeout unless Glenn Davis has a good eye, which he does not. So it is a strikeout, a big one for Zane Smith. Second out of the inning. And now he's still not out of the woodwork yet because Kevin Bass is stepping to the plate. And Kevin Bass had a big double his last time up. He's actually 2 for 2, a single and a double, with a run scored. So here's the pitch to Bass. It is a 3-3-6. 3-3-6. Is he an ace? No, he's not an ace. Is the batter sad sack, utility, or patient? No, he's not. Therefore, it's a single to center field. And on a lead die of 3, that's going to move the runner Garner up to third base. So runners are at the corners now with 2 outs for veteran Jose Cruz. So they're going to stick with Zane Smith for at least one more batter, lefty on lefty. But the Braves bullpen is making some activity down there, and it looks like we might have Jeff Dedman loosening in the bullpen. So Jeff Dedman is the right-hander, is loosening for the Braves in their bullpen in case Zane Smith cannot get out of this. So Zane Smith, since he got a strikeout in between all this, he's not a struggler or a semi-struggler. He's just neutral. But runners are at first and third. 2 outs for Jose Cruz. 1-4-6. Is the pitcher have flash? Yes, no, he does not. He's got semi-flash. Desire Die says no. All right, is the batter a champion? No, he's not a champion. So he grounds out to second to get out of the inning. But the Astros do pick up 2 runs. And at the end of 5 complete, the score is the Braves 6 and the Astros 4. All right, starting at the top of the 6th, as mentioned before, Larry Anderson, the right-hander, is now in the bullpen in the ball game for the Astros. He is a semi-star, a flash with semi-control, and he's also an ace the first at bat. facing Rafael Ramirez. For Lopez, he went 1 inning and walked 1 batter and gave up nothing else, although that walk didn't score an inherited runner against Nepper. All right, so top of the 6th, it'll be Rafael Ramirez against Larry Anderson, and Anderson is an ace this at-bat. So 226, 226, batter hit by pitch. Yes, he is. The sire die says he is hit by a pitch. So Anderson comes in and promptly plunks Rafael Ramirez. So I don't think Ramirez appreciated it all that much. But he's on base, and that'll bring up Gary Renicky, the left fielder. So Gary Renicky steps up, and Anderson now has lost the ace quality, obviously. Here is Renicky. He's 2 for 2, a single and a double, and 2 runs scored. It's a 5-6-6. 5-6-6 is the pitcher wild. No, he's got semi-control. Does the batter have a good eye? He's semi-patient, but he does not have a good eye, so therefore he strikes out. So big strikeout for Larry Anderson for out number 1. And that result was in blue, so we're going to the right now chart. And since we're in the 6th inning, that is now a full quality. We do not need the cider die. He is a hot pitcher based on that strikeout. And Dale Murphy got a single his last time up. He is a hot batter. So we got a hot batter against a hot pitcher. No decider die needed. Let's see who's hotter. It's a 6-6. Hot batter smashes pitch into the center field stands. Home run. So Dale Murphy with the hot batter hits a 2-run homer. It's a 2-run homer for the Murph. And just like that, the Braves get those 2 runs back they gave up. And it's now a 8-4 ball game as Larry Anderson running into trouble there with that double 6 roll and paid the price for it thanks to Murphy being a hot batter. If he wasn't hot, it would have been a Finch check and there would have been a chance to get an out. Albeit not a good chance. All right, here's Ted Simmons. He's 2 for 3. Bases are empty. It's a 4-5-6. Pitcher spot is blank. Is the batter patient? No, he's not. So he flies out to center field. Out number 2. And again, we're going right back to those charts again. And this is the chemistry chart. Chemistry chart. And that'll be Greg Nettles at bat on the chemistry chart. And again, the Braves are semi-dissonant. Astros are neutral. The Braves are dissonant. 2-6. Batting team harmony. No, they don't have harmony, so it's a ground out to second. And Nettles grounds out to end the inning. But 2 runs come in thanks to the Murphy home run. And we go to the bottom of the 6th with the score. Atlanta seemingly in control by the score of 8-4. And Alan Ashby stepping to the plate. It's going to be Ashby, Pena, and a pinch hitter for Anderson against Zane Smith. They're going to try to get 1 more inning out of Zane Smith if they can. It's a 1-3-6. 1-3-6. Is he an ace? No, he is not. Is the batter whiffer or cold? He is not. We got infield drama. So infield drama for the Braves. Everybody's neutral except for Zane Smith, who's gold. It's a 4-5 for infield drama. Pitcher, shortstop iron. No, he's not iron, so bobble ball, but on throw in time for the out. So it's a 6-3 ground out. Almost read that. One result up would have been a gold check on the pitcher, so he would have passed that as well. So here is Bert Pena, utility shortstop, steps to the plate. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. It is a 2-3-4, and so far the umpires have not had a say-so. They've been quiet. 2-3-4. Runners on base? No. Hot batter? No. So he pops out to the third baseman, Nettles, for out number 2. And with 2 outs and the bases empty, they may go ahead and let Larry Anderson pitch here. Try to save their bullpen for the whole series. You don't want to start running through your bullpen so fast. So with 2 outs and the bases empty, they're going to go ahead and let Larry Anderson hit, figuring they're not going to do much with 2 outs and the bases empty. 4-5-6 is blank for the pitcher. Is the batter patient? No, he's not patient. So he flies out to center field for the final out of the inning. But that will allow Larry Anderson to pitch another inning, help save that Astro bullpen for the rest of the series. Okay, top of the 7th, Bruce Benedict. Hubbard and Smith, if they allow Smith to pitch again, which they might with this lead. 2-3-4, 2-3-4, runners on base. No, we just had this roll. It's a pop out to the third baseman. So Bruce Benedict pops out to Phil Garner for out number 1. And that will bring up Glenn Hubbard, Glenn Mother Hubbard. Hubbard is 1 for 2 with a walk and a single. 4, 5, 6. Is he patient? He's semi-patient, but the sire die says no. So he flies out to center field. And I get that roll a lot too. So now there's 2 away, and we're going to the chemistry chart. So they're going to go ahead and let Zane Smith hit off the chemistry chart. Again, they're semi-dissonant. So both teams are neutral this time. 2-6, batting team harmony, no. It's a ground out to second. So Zane Smith grounds out to second to end the inning. And we've got the 7th inning stretch here at the Houston Astrodome with the score, the Braves 8 and the Astros 4. Okay, Zane Smith on for a 7th inning of work. He is no longer fresh at all. He's lost all freshness qualities. Bill Doran, the top of the order, to lead off for the Astros. 1 for 2 with a walk. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, both flash and fresh. He's neither, but it is a ground out to short. So it's a ground out to short by Doran for out number 1, as Zane Smith tries to protect this 8-4 lead he's been given. And that'll bring up the center fielder, Billy Hatcher. So Billy Hatcher steps to the plate. He is 1 for 3 with a single and stolen base and a run scored. It is a 4, 5, 6. Is he patient? No, he's not. So we got to fly out to center, and I roll that 4, 5, 6 quite a bit as well, it seems. So we're going right back to the chemistry chart. If you're wondering why, if you think this game sends you to the chemistry chart a whole lot, sometimes it does, but sometimes it's just the way the dice roll. If you roll that 4, 5, 6, you're going to get there a lot. And apparently 1, 4, 5 and 4, 5, 6 seem to be my predominant rolls, at least today. Here's Phil Garner. He's 2 for 2 with 2 singles, a walk, and a run scored. And we're going to the chemistry chart, so semi-dissonant for Braves, neutral for Astros. Both teams neutral, 3-5. Pitching team dissonance, no they're not. So it's a ground out to short, so the decider die helped them out that time. They get a ground ball to short this time. Andres Thomas was paying attention, and he got the out. 3 up, 3 down. We're going to the 8th with the score still, the Braves 8 and the Astros 4. And Larry Anderson has pitched 2 innings, so he's going to be not have any freshness left at all. And in fact, they're thinking about making a pitching change here, and I believe they will. They're going to let him go 2 innings, but that's going to be it. So Larry Anderson is done, and we'll be right back with the new pitcher. Okay, new pitcher for the Astros is going to be Charlie Kerfeld. He will be an ace this at bat. Closed the book on Larry Anderson, pitched 2 innings, gave up 2 hits and 2 runs. That was the 2-run homer to Murphy that he gave up. He hit a batter, but he did pick up the first strikeout for the Astros today for their pitching. And Jeff Dedman had sat down, but he's gotten back up again. So Jeff Dedman is looking to come in to pitch here in the 8th, bottom of the 8th. They're going to call it a day for Zane Smith, figuring he's given them enough, giving them 7 quality, well not quality innings, but 7 innings with the lead. And top of the order, Albert Hall steps to the plate. This will be his 5th plate appearance. He has 0 for 3 with a walk, a stolen base, and a run scored. Kerfeld is an ace this at bat. 2-3-5. 2-3-5. Is he wild? He is semi-wild, but the sire die says no. Is the batter eager? No, he's not. So it's a ground out to second unless he is patient, which he is not. So it's a ground out to second base for Albert Hall. 1 away, and that'll bring up Rafael Ramirez. So how about the Atlanta Braves backup team putting up 8 runs on the board? Here now is Ramirez. Kerfeld has now lost his ace quality. It is a 5-5-6. That could be dangerous. 5-5-6. Is he an ace? No, he's not. Is the batter a sad sack? No, he's not. It's a double to right field. So he needed that ace quality, but didn't get it. He's already used it up. So it's a double for Rafael Ramirez. So Rafi with a 1-out double. And that brings up Gary Renicky, the left fielder, who has already doubled in this game. It's also singled. 2 for 4. It is a 1-1-4. Is he fresh? Yes, he is. The ground. Guys, sorry about that little. All right, guys, sorry about the little glitch there. It was a 1-1-4, which is a ground ball to the shortstop since the pitcher was fresh. And with the ground ball to short and runner at second, the runner had to hold. So Renicky hits a 6-3 ground out for out number 2. And that will bring up Dale Murphy. And with first base open, they are not going to pitch to Murphy. We're going to have another intentional walk. And that'll bring up Ted Simmons. Now, this backfired on them last time, but they still don't want to deal with Murphy. So that's Murphy's second intentional walk. And that'll bring up Ted Simmons. Now, this backfired last time as Simmons singled to ruin that strategy, but they're going to try it. And actually, Astros will make another manager choice here, and they're going to walk to the mound, and they're going to give Charlie Kerfeld the ace quality. So Charlie Kerfeld will be given the ace quality this at bat. So to see if that will help him against Simmons, he is now an ace this one particular at bat. See if that matters or not. 4-4-4. I think it might. No, actually, no. The pitcher is blank, so he has no effect. Is the batter a scrapper? No, he's not. So it's a double to right field. So Ted Simmons, he's not a home run king. It's just a double. But that will clear the bases. Both runs will score. And the strategy to intentionally walk Murphy has backfired on the Astros once again. The Braves now lead it by a score of 10-4. 10-4, good buddy. And they are just laying waste to the Astros here. And Greg Nettles, the batter, with 2 outs and 2 outs and Simmons at second. So Charlie Kerfeld running into some issues here. Here's Nettles. 3-5-6. They're not the same. Kerfeld's a righty. Nettles is a lefty. Is he utility or sad sack? He's a semi-sad sack, but the sire die says no. So it's a single. A single down the first base line, and runner advances 2 bases, so Simmons will score. It is now an 11-4 game. And the Astros pretty much have mailed this one in, I think. They're going to leave Kerfeld out there and let him take some punishment here and save their bullpen. So here's Benedict trying to get that third out. And he is a struggler now, by the way. Semi-struggler, by the way. 4-5-5, which means the side die says he is a struggler. So 4-5-5. Does he have flash? He has semi-flash. The sire die says he does have flash. So therefore, it's a strikeout unless the batter's a good eye, which he does not. So Benedict out on strikes, and the inning is mercifully over. But the Braves pick up 3 more runs here in the top of the 8th, and they now lead it by the score of 11-4. 11-4. And we'll be right back with the bottom of the 8th. All right, we can close the book on Zane Smith. Pitched 7 innings, gave up 8 hits, 4 runs, all earned, walked 2, struck out 2. And the new pitcher is Jeff Dedman. He has no qualities on his card, but he will be an ace this first at bat as he faces Glenn Davis to start off the bottom of the 8th in this 11-4 blowout. Can't always have close games, unfortunately. 2-2-2. 2-2-2, the pitcher spot is blank. Is the batter a sad sack? No, he's not. So we got a double to center field unless he's a home run king. He's a slugger but not a home run king, so it's going to be a double for Glenn Davis to start off the bottom of the 8th. And again, that sends us to the chemistry chart. So Glenn Davis with a leadoff double brings up Kevin Bass. So Kevin Bass is up with the chemistry chart roll against the Braves. And being semi-dissonant hasn't really hurt the Braves in this game. They are dissonant in this particular at-bat. 1-6 batting team distance. No, it's a walk. So since they weren't dissonant, Bass will walk. So not a good way to start if you're Jeff Dedman when you got an 11-4 lead, giving up a double and a walk. And that brings up Jose Cruz. Chuck Tanner's not going to stand for a whole lot of chicanery. He wants to get this game over with to break that 2-game losing streak and move on to the next day. Here's Jose Cruz. It is a 1-1-5. 1-1-5. Is he fresh? Yes, he is. So it's a pop out, and we'll say he pops it up to the shortstop, Rafael Ramirez. So it's a shortstop pop up, 1 away, and that will bring up Alan Ashby, the catcher. And again, the umpires have been quiet today. They could have taken a nap the way this game has gone. It's a 3-4-6. Pitcher spot is blank. Is he eager? No, he's not. So it's a walk. So yet another walk, and that now has loaded the bases. Bases are loaded. And we're going to get a pinch hitter for little Bert Pena. He's not going to bat in this game. No way. Not when they're down 11-4. They're going to go to a pinch hitter. So Bert Pena will be relieved of his hitting duties by Terry Poole. So Terry Poole is going to pick up a bat, and Terry Poole will be your pinch hitter for Pena. So Terry Poole is going to pinch hit for Bert Pena. And Dedman, now with the bases loaded and only one out against Terry Poole. It is a 1-2-6. 1-2-6. Is he fresh? Yes, he is fresh. It's a line out to second base. So Terry Poole lines out to second base for the second out of the inning. So that did not help the Astros any. And now we've got a pinch hitter for the pitcher spot. And that's going to be Craig Reynolds. Craig Reynolds, I believe. Or is it going to be Bailey? No, it's going to be Reynolds. So Reynolds is going to hit. And he will stay in the game to play shortstop as well. So Reynolds will hit for Anderson and then stay in the game to play shortstop in the ninth. So Craig Reynolds, not the best hitter in the world, but better than a pitcher. He will face Dedman with the bases loaded and 2 outs. It's a 1-3-5, so we got to wake the umpires up. It's a 1-3-5 with a blue 1, so we do have to wake the umpires up, and it will be a bases loaded umpire check. A bases loaded umpire check. Let's see what happens here. It's a 1-2. 1-2. Grounder attempted force at second. Strict umpire at second rules out. Other umpires rule safe. Is the umpire at second strict? No, he's actually semi-lenient. So therefore, it's a runner on is safe. So the batter is safe on a fielder's choice, we'll call it. And that will score Glenn Davis. Give an RBI to Reynolds. And everybody else moves up a base. The bases are still loaded now with 2 outs for Bill Doran, the top of the order. It's 11-5. And Doran's a semi-slugger, so if he can get into one, all of a sudden it'll be 11-9 game, and you never know what can happen at that point. So not out of the woods yet. Dedman struggling just a tad, and the Braves bullpen may be loosening again. Could be some stirring down. I think Ed Olwine is stirring down there, the left-hander. So let's see here. Doran, bases loaded, 2 outs against Dedman. It's a 4-5-5. 4-5-5. Does the pitcher have flash? No, he does not. Is the batter a home run king? Unfortunately, he is a semi-slugger. So he would have been a slugger this at bat, but you need to be a home run king. So he grounds out to first to end the inning. So had he been a home run king versus a slugger, that would have been very interesting. But didn't work out that way. The Astros leave them loaded. And we go to the ninth with the score, Atlanta 11 and Houston 5. And Charlie Kerfeld staying out there to take some more medicine and save his bullpen. So Glenn Hubbard to lead things off. It's a 2-3-3. 2-3-3. Is he an ace or a star? No, he's not. Is the batter a slugger? No, he's not. So it's a fly out to center field for Hubbard. 1 away. And now we'll get a pinch hitter for Dedman because they don't want to wear him out all at one time. So Dedman is going to just pitch the 1 inning, and he will be done. And it looks like they're going to use, let's see who they might bring in from the bench to pinch hit. They all have, all their batters have, are their actual starters most of the time. So Ken Oberkfell is going to pinch hit here. The veteran, Ken Oberkfell. He will pinch hit for the pitcher, Dedman. So Oberkfell steps up against Kerfeld. Bases empty and 1 out. And Oberkfell, the batter, is a 1-3-4. Is the catcher gold? No, he's not. Is the batter a champion? No, he's not. So therefore we have an outfield. Let's see what we got here. Let's make sure he's not a champion. I didn't bring his card out. he is not a champion. He is not a champion. So no champion. So we got outfield drama. So outfield drama for the Astros. And it's a 4-6 on the outfield drama chart. 4-6 says left fielder iron. No, he's not. So it's a running grab of a hooking line drive out. So it's a line out to left field for out number 2. So Oberkfell fails in his pinch hitting duties. That result was in purple. So again, we go to the chemistry chart. And yes, we've gone to the chemistry chart quite a bit in this game. Albert Hall steps to the plate in the chemistry role against Kerfeld. Both teams are neutral. 3-5 on the chemistry chart. 3-5. Pitching team distance? No, it's a ground out to short. So Albert Hall grounds out to short to end the 9th inning. So the Astros finally get out of everything. And we go to the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for the Astros, although obviously it's not really a good one. It is the Braves 11 and the Astros 5. And the new pitcher for the Braves, we'll be right back. Okay, close the book on Jeff Dedmon. 1 inning pitched, 1 hit, 1 run. It was earned. He walked 2 and did not strike out anybody. And Ed Olwine, the lefty, is coming in to mop things up here for the Braves. You wouldn't normally bring a lefty in to face 3 tough right-handed hitters, but the Braves are going to the bottom of their bullpen with such a big lead to save the better pitchers for the rest of the series. So Olwine will be facing Billy Hatcher, and Olwine will be an ace this at bat. Let me get Olwine's card here. I forgot to bring that out. Ed Olwine. Okay, so he's normally a workman with semi-control, but he will be an ace this first at bat against Billy Hatcher. It is a 1-2-3. 1-2-3 asks, does he have both Flash and Fresh? He is not Flash, so that check fails, but it is a ground ball to short. So Hatcher grounds to Rafael Ramirez for out number 1. And the Braves are 2 outs away from breaking the 2-game losing streak in an emphatic way and getting this 3-game series off to a good start for them. Here's Phil Garner. It is a 4-4-6. 4-4-6. Is the pitcher a star? No, he's not. Is Garner a sad sack, utility, or patient? He is utility. So therefore, it is a called strike 3. So Olwine gets the whiff on Garner, since Garner is a utility. And that'll bring up Glenn Davis, last chance for the Astros. Glenn Davis, he did double his last time up. He's 1 for 4. 1-2-6. 1-2-6. Is he fresh? Yes, he is. It's a line out to second base. And just like that, the 9th goes by uneventful. And Ed Olwine takes him out 1-2-3. There's your ball game. The Braves, in a laugher, win this one by the final score of 11-5. We'll be right back with the totals and set everybody up for games 2 and 3 of the series, which will be together in one mini video later on, a couple days from now, whenever I get around to playing that. So we'll be right back to wrap this one up here from the Astrodome. Okay, let's put the final touches on this game, and the Astros will be more than glad to do so. The Braves win it by the final score of 11-5. 11 runs, 13 hits, no errors, 8 left on for the Braves. 5 runs, 9 hits, and 1 error, and 8 left on for the Astros. Winning pitcher, thanks to all that run support, was Zane Smith, and the loser was Bob Nepper. So the Braves break their 2-game losing streak in a big way by playing predominantly their backups, as many of the starters got the day off. But they'll be back in for the next game. And in the next game, it's going to be right-hander David Palmer for the Braves against left-hander Jim Deshaies of the Astros. So hopefully games 2 and 3 will be closer than this one. But you can't always get a close game. You never can tell how the dice are going to turn out. And in this case, it did not turn out in the Astros' favor. So that's it from the Astrodome. The Braves seem to like the AstroTurf in the indoors, at least in Game 1. And that's going to do it from here. We'll be back with another video coming up in a couple days, which will recap and give the last couple innings of Games 2 and 3 of the series. And then the Braves will finally head home to Hotlanta. All right, that's going to do it from here. And we'll catch everybody later on.